And good morning again. Friday. Friday. The weekend is coming up. Hopefully you get a bit of a break for the weekend. And if not, I hope that you still find time to have time for yourself. Wow. So, what are we doing here this morning again? I guess we're going to do our daily inventory. We're doing that morning reflection, which is just a reminder that we can take a breath. Start our day by maybe asking the universe what the heck's going on. It's just a reminder that, you know what, we can take about 10 minutes, put our feet flat on the ground, get our butts comfortable, relax our shoulders, our neck, and take that breath. Which again, that reminder for me is like a light switch. All of a sudden I feel that sense come over me, that sense of calm, that I guess I've been doing it long enough now where it just is an automatic thing. Because I am a very bouncy, hyper person. So this is the reminder I need. If I don't do this, and after I had taken a break from doing this for a while, like I said, I did it for an entire year, I can tell the difference because, again, I wasn't flipping that light switch that said, oh yeah, take a breath. So here we are. We're going to take that breath. We're going to do our daily reflection. See if there's any angers or resentments that might pop up. See if the cards can show us what to watch out for the day. And so maybe if we kind of take a break now and breathe and we reflect, if something does pop up in the middle of the day, maybe we won't react with any anger or an attitude, but maybe we just take a breath and just go at it without all the emotions. So, here we are. Again, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. You know, when I'm doing live readings for people sometimes, and I have them do that, I have them just sit down and put their feet flat on the ground. You can tell sometimes that people come in, and it's just that breath they need. Do they, I'm not even sure if they need a tarot reading. Maybe they just need a breath. And then the reading helps them focus on why they're not able to breathe. So I'm going to make my 3 stacks. Each one of these a different thread going out to the universe. Each one is a different conversation. And if you believe in the multiverse, each one of these is a different path. Because this conversation will lead us down one path, this a different one, or this a different one. And since it's Friday, let's choose what's right in the middle here. Let's go for the heart. So I'm going to do our 3 and 1. And we'll flip each one of the cards over like they're a different page in the book. And as I like to remind myself, because sometimes I can sit there and think I know exactly where things are going. And then I flip over that last page or I finally get all the information and it just changes what these other cards were doing. So, today, 3 of Cups. So, Cups, spirituality, emotions, and feelings. 3s are about growth, coming together. And as I like to say with cups, because if you think of it like this, 1 plus 1 equals 3 when you're dealing with cups. Because it's that kind of growth. So, and then we have the 5 of Wands. So, with the 5 of Wands, you know, with as I describe it, 4 of Wands are about stability. They're 4 wands make a table. You know, you just put a board on top, and it's like, you know, you've got 4 legs on a table. And when you add that extra wand in there, you're throwing in a challenge. You're throwing in a wrench. And since wands are fire and energy, and they're a hard suit, then you have conflict. But the main thing to keep in mind is it's not the type, it's about the fire and energy we put into something. So it's not like a physical altercation type challenge, you know, argument or things like that. It's more like trying to get your point across, or as I describe this card, this is Thanksgiving at our house, and you know, around the table, it's whoever's got the loudest voice wins. So we go from this coming together and growth to that challenge where we're just all of different opinions, to the 9 of Swords. So when we look at the Marseille Tarot like this, you have soft suits, you have hard suits. The soft suits are cups and coins, because those are the ones about spirituality and being grounded. Then you have the hard suits, which are the wands and the swords, because essentially they can be used as weapons. And so swords are thoughts, swords are ideas. And when you get to the 9 of Swords, that is just a buildup of all the stuff that's going on in our lives. Maybe conflicts that we're having with people who are close to us, things that started well and then all of a sudden we're just not getting along. Some people traditionally call the 9 of Swords the anxiety card. And it's a buildup, it's a progression. Because the way I like to describe stuff all the time is that numerology and tarot's like a race. You know, 1 is the ace. That's the new beginnings. That's the start. 2 is when you still have choices to make. 3, the choices are made and now you have a direction to go in. 4 is stability. 5, we throw the wrench in. And then, you know, as we're going along, 1 through 10, but it's 1 through 9 where we win the race. The race is 1 through 9. 10 is what we do after the race. And there's kind of a build-up with that. So with the swords, you are just adding one sword after another, one thought after another, one thing just building up, building up. You know, that the anxiety starts with 5 of Swords, and then the anxiety builds at 7 of Swords. When you get to 9 of Swords, it's just you haven't let go, and you've got all that anxiety that builds up. And then the advice card is the Fool. So, what is the Fool? Well, the Fool is staring up there at the 9 of Swords, wondering why the anxiety. The Fool is about letting ourselves be carefree. Why so serious? So, with this today, think about where we didn't have those anxieties. Maybe we were working with other people, or there's just this thing where we come together, or we just feel a spiritual growth. It's like things are good. And then the conflicts that come into life. And the anxieties that we build up with it. And the Fool is here to remind us, it's like, whether we have all that anxiety that goes with it or not, the anxieties are not going to help it. The Fool, sometimes it's just something we have to go through. And we just need to remember that it's like, we're going to get through this. And what do we need to do to be able to let go of those cares? Sometimes we forget about the self-care. Sometimes we forget to even go back and ask, maybe the conflict needs to be resolved. Maybe this is an unresolved conflict. But today it's just all that stuff that we put on ourselves. And it's just a reminder that maybe we need to just find out what's going on. Maybe even looking back. And what's it going to do to be able to let go of that burden? Sometimes that's not an easy thing, but the reason I'm putting it this way is that these are minor cards. These are the day-to-day cards. It's the majors that are the destiny cards. We pay attention to the destiny cards. So this is just work-related. This is just one of those things where things stress us out. And the one card to pay attention in this is the Fool. And the Fool is like, you know what? Why so serious? I mean, there's people that have serious things going on in their lives. And with that, we need to get the help that we need. But again, this is our major card is the Fool. And he's asking us, why so serious? The Fool doesn't have the swords. He's let them completely go. The Fool is being, yes, okay, take all this major anxiety here and put it onto this cat. And, yes, it scratches, yes, and everything else. But you know what? The Fool is learning to look up. The anxieties and stuff are still there, but he's walking away from them. Got his stick right here, his wand. And so we can either look at our day-to-day stuff, the things that just pile up, and it's not fun. But we can look at it as if we're carrying 9 pieces of steel. Each one of these is a different problem. Each one of these is a different weight on us. Or we could do like the Fool, maybe just try and walk away from it. We still have our anxiety. We still have things we need to do. But it's okay to not have to go through all the anxiety. Sometimes, we need to remind ourselves to just walk out the door. We need to remind ourselves to maybe put the cares away, at least for a little while, even though they're here, and they're still scratching at us. But we need a reminder that says, I'm going to pack a lunch and I'm going to do something nice for myself and I'm just going to let it go. So yeah, today's about just the day-to-day anxieties, the paying the bills, the maybe, not having enough to do a car payment. That's painful. But what's it going to take to be able to just take a breath and give ourselves a little bit of a break? Especially, for example, like the weekend. If I can't go to work today, it's like all those things are still there. But what can I do to be the Fool? To just let myself put those things aside. If there's the things that I can't do anything right now with. The things I can't do anything with right now, what can I do to put them aside and just take that break? So, for this weekend, it's like, yeah, I've had these stressors, and there's some things that I just have not taken care of. And this is just that reminder that it's like, you know what? It is the weekend. I'll finish up what I can today, but there's only so much I can do. So this is at least a good reminder for me that says, do what I can do, and then drop it. Until I can do something about it. So I hope you have an amazing weekend. I hope that you have an amazing day, an amazing rest of your evening, week, all that other stuff. And I will see you again on Monday. Thanks a lot.